Aloha, this is Hirie. Welcome to the Cali Roots 2015 live stream. I am here with the beautiful Trevor Hall. Trevor Hall, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
So, this is actually the start of your summer tour, right?
Yeah, this is like the very, very beginning, like third show. So
You go all the way until September.
yeah, and it just keeps getting tacked on too, So a lot of stuff that's not even announced. So it's gonna be a full year for
Beautiful.
us. Yeah.
You'll be hitting up Hawaii too, right?
Yeah, we go to Hawaii in I think like 4 days or something. Next week we leave.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
So you have a new EP released right now called Unpack Your Memories.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's received a lot of success. Number 3 on the singer-songwriter chart.
Thank you. Wow, you know your stuff. I didn't know that.
I know you. I know myself, but I know you. Follow you on Instagram.
Respect.
But how do you compare that EP with the rest of the records you've put out so far?
That one was really cool because it was like, it's totally different because, a lot of the songs, whenever I get an idea or anything, I usually lay them down at home, like on my little home setup, really humble setup. And I like, listen to them, and then, down the road, we'll decide which ones make the album and all this stuff. But sometimes, like, when I make a demo, there's just like this thing that it has, because it's like just coming out, and, you're by yourself, and it's just, wow, that moment when the song comes out is so cool. And sometimes when you redo the songs, even though they may sonically sound better, they don't have that thing.
Magic.
Yeah,
just that little bit of that beginning magic.
Yeah, so it was cool because we used all the original demos. So those weren't recorded like in a big studio. Those were just recorded in like my bedroom, on my computer. And also when we make an album, a lot of songs get lost because they don't make the cut or anything. And they're great songs. They're just not, I don't know. Just
so
don't
these
fit.
are like a collection of some that you've been holding on to.
Yeah, for a while. Like one of those on there, I think a song called Dust was like the first demo I ever made. So it was cool because it wasn't, I didn't have the intention of like, I want to do this so I can like become I didn't expect it to just go viral or anything. It was just a sweet thing to like, let people in on this, and let also those songs finally come out, or else they would have just, been on my computer forever.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that you wrote that, to let them breathe.
Yeah,
you've been holding them in for a while.
I want to share them, but, you got to space things out.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I know you take a lot of influence from doing yoga.
Mm-hmm.
You visit India at least once a year under the guidance of a guru.
Yeah.
How does practicing yoga influence your music?
I haven't been practicing a lot lately. Very tight, but it's an ancient thing, and
when did it first come in? Like, when did it first?
I started practicing yoga when I was like in 9th grade.
Oh wow!
My friend like was into it, and you heard about it. I was like, whoa, this is weird, but something drew me there, and. I think it's just, it really helps bring you in, today, the yoga scene is kind of like on steroids, and it's become a market, rather than an ancient science that's been going on for thousands of years, So when you kind of get into that part of it, the ancient science part, it really teaches you, like about the supreme self, and trying to tap into that. And really, I mean, that's where all of our music, everything comes from, no matter what you call it, It's just that inner space, So yoga just kind of helps me ground out and
find your center.
Yeah, get into the space, find my center, and
how's India?
India's crazy. We when people ask me about India, we always say it's horribly wonderful, because I think when I first went there, or before I went there, I was like, oh, I'm going to go here and I'm just like going to meditate, and like it's going to be so clean and amazing, and and then you drop in and it's just like a beast.
Yeah.
A
lot of poverty.
A lot of poverty, but it's a lot of truth. Because like there, everything's out in the open. The poor, the rich, the sick, the healthy, everything is out there. Death. life, Whereas, like, I feel like here and a lot of other places we're always trying to shove a lot of stuff under the rug. And I think that it's good for a time, but then it always bites us in the butt. Whereas there, at first it's really kind of shocking. You're like, whoa, but after a while it's like, it just does something to you.
It probably grounds you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you just, it's just all there. Nothing's hidden. So India's, I mean, there's so many things I could say about India, but, India's a golden bird, and
That's nice.
and she's just given me so much, and I'm just so thankful just to be able to go over there. It's a long way.
Right. So you've recently been hospitalized. Did you want to share some of that with your fans and friends?
Yeah, it's crazy because this is like our third show back,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's recent.
I'm still processing like so much in my head. We were living in Hawaii for the winter, just kind of chilling and getting our mana and writing a lot of songs. And we were there for 3 months. And the very, very last day, the second to last day, my leg was itching me, and I was like, oh, what is this, And I went to bed that night, and I woke up next morning, and I just had this raging fever, and my leg had all swollen up and everything. And I just thought that, well, I didn't think much of it, but I just went to the doctor, and they said, you have a staph infection. And I was just like, oh, okay, like, just give me medicine, let's do this, And they gave me some medicine, and it didn't work. My leg was just getting worse and worse and worse. And we flew back to LA. We were supposed to go to Australia for like Blues Fest and all this stuff.
You had a lot planned.
A lot planned, so we were so forward to it and everything. And then I got to LA, and it just got really bad. And I went to the ER, and they admitted me to the hospital, and I was in there for like a week, and I had to cut my hair.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot, just stripped,
I know you had made a vow to.
Yeah. Wow,
not
a lot
to touch
of stuff.
your hair. I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, it was hard because I did take a vow not to cut my hair for 12 years, which a lot of the yogis do when they grow their jata, their dreadlocks. So I made it halfway, and the staph was on the back of my head as well, because I was itchy. The staph lives in your fingernails, so I was like itching the back of my head. And when the doctor told me I had to cut my hair, I was like, that was just such a dark day for me. But it is what it is. And
sometimes it reminds us how human we are and how we belong to something greater than us, and whatever we hold, ourselves to.
Yeah, in suffering, I mean, there's like the greatest lessons. So I'm still, like I said, I'm still processing it. Like, just being on stage too is just so strange, because some songs I like. It's like little things like when I lay down to sleep, I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore, or even when I look in the mirror, I'm still getting used to it. But the body's just the body, and the soul is another thing.
It might just be a lesson, huh?
You just gotta tap in.
Well, I just want you to know that you're a big inspiration for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people, obviously have it worse, with cancer, having to shave, maybe it never having the chance to grow out again. So, much respect to you for what you're going through, and thank you for being honest with people. You can follow him on Instagram and Facebook. I do.
I hope it's interesting.
Mahalo for being here. You're watching the Cali Roots live stream. Follow along, #Cali Roots Live. Follow along to the festival at It's a Movement or #Cali Roots 2015. Mahalo.